dear friends. This is Azeeza Jalaludeen, co-founder for Shine Self-Help International Network Enterprise and also Academia, the Aedificatio. And I am here from beautiful sunny Singapore. It's really, really warm here. We had just a good laugh at what else can you expect from Singapore. And here I am with my dearest soul sister for another session of Love Women. And I'm going to introduce her shortly to you. Just to remind everyone, Love Women, why we are doing this session is these weekly programs have been running it, and today's going to be an exciting topic that we're going to cover. It's about loving women, and when we say women, it's W-O-M-E-N. So it's for the men and the women, and it's so exciting that we have with me my dearest soul sister, Alejendrah from Peru, and she's now in New Zealand. Amazing sister, how do you do in beautiful New Zealand?
Hello everybody, and we are here in New Zealand. Well, it's already after 6 p.m. and it's just beautiful. I can hear the birds. I have the sea just 2 minutes away from me, and it's just beautiful. And I'm really very excited to be here with you, Azeeza, again, my sweet soul sister. And yes, today is week 11 of Love Women, and today we're covering the topic of high road, low road, and how is that relevant in your life, and how come, sometimes, we choose to stay on the low road, and how we gotta get really hit badly in the low road to wake up, get that wake up call, and then decide to make the shift to the high road, because your life doesn't have to be just a life on the low road. You also have high roads, right, Azeeza?
Yes. I would love to touch on what is low road and what is high road, so that people, hearing it, and for those of you who are listening in right now, and for those of you who are going to be listening it later during the recording, they would love to know, right? They have been following us all these weeks, and I would love to thank you for that, first of all, before we get into this conversation, because the importance of us doing these sessions is really reaching out to all of you, to share with you most of the stuff that we are sharing. It's happening, things that happen in our life and experiences. It's not just some philosophies, just some pick from the air motivation conversations, but these are things that happen to us and around people around us. So a lot of the conversation we do is very practical and very live, real life stuff. So we picked this topic, high road, low road. I have to say why we got into that, because it was a session that Alejendrah did with me that I found so powerful, and that, that thing about the high road, what I got to see there, and compared to what was in the low road. So let's talk about the low road and the high road. What contains the low road and what contains the high road?
Okay, thank you. So first of all, just to give you some context around high road and low road, this is something that I practice in my hypnosis sessions practice, and I also teach it. And this is something that I learned from Calvin Banyan, a fantastic, phenomenal instructor from California. And one thing actually that we always get people to start with before making any changes is help them to become aware of their life on the low road. So the low road is that very familiar low road where, there is pain, there is illness, or there is, like financial struggle, there is broken relationships, whatever thing is just not working. That's what we call the low road. So basically, we guide people through a process where they can actually experience the low road as it is, in its raw form, all the feelings and all the thoughts and all the sensations that come with that. Because there is something in us, in humans, that sometimes until we get pushed against the wall and we are really taken to a place where we get clear understanding of the consequences of the actions and the choices that we're making. And when we are not aware of that 100%, then we tend to move forward in that direction, thinking that we are changing things or that things can change. But sometimes we don't make a significant change that can really turn things around. So then we just keep on moving forward in that low road, and that we call the easy low road because it's, you know, it's familiar. And sometimes, you know, we humans, we get caught up in fear of the new, and we prefer to stay in the known pain that it's familiar rather than taking the step, you know, and moving ourselves forward. So something that I have actually noticed quite a lot with people that I work either in groups or one-on-one is that when we are moving forward in the low road, and I want you to reflect on this, I mean, in your life, you know, how is there is something in your life that right now is not working, okay? I just want you just to take a nice deep breath and just close your eyes and just imagine, let's just pretend that for whatever reason you decided not to do anything and just stay in the same position, you know, in that same familiar discomfort, pain, or bad relationship, or something that is not working. Maybe, you know, somebody's abusing you, or I mean, you are allowing to be abused, or something. Say your financial situation is still stuck and you keep on moving in that direction. I want you to picture what would it be like to continue living your life in that low road for another year. What would it be like to continue having that difficulty, to continue having that financial challenge or that relationship challenge? Perhaps you are in a relationship that is not healthy. You know that is something that you don't want in your life anymore, but you don't know how to get out of it. And you just keep on going back to the same person. Maybe you broke up with that person 2 times, 3 times, and you keep on going back. And just ask yourself, is that kind of relationship that I want for the rest of my life? You know, just pretend that you stay in that relationship for another year. Pretend that you didn't forgive your mother or your father for another year. Pretend that you didn't talk to your son or your daughter for another year. Pretend that you didn't make the shift in your diet, in your health for another year. What would it be like? And I want you to become very aware of the feelings and the sensations that are coming to you right now. And feel it. Really, really, really allow yourself to feel it. And now let's move forward another 5 years. Another 5 years of the same unhealthy relationship, breaking up, coming together, or not forgiving certain people. 5 more years of the same financial struggle. 5 more years of not feeling happy. 5 more years of unsound health. What are you seeing? What are you feeling? What would it be like? Just become very aware. Become just very, very aware of the consequences of, you know, choosing to stay on that low road. 5 more years. Imagine 5 more years of struggle. 5 more years of struggle. And let's move forward in time, and let's just pretend that you didn't make any changes and you decided just to stay in the same familiar pain, same familiar discomfort, but because it's familiar, it's just easier. And then it's 10 years down the road with the same broken relationship. You didn't understand what brought you to that relationship, and then perhaps you recreated a pattern again with another person. You didn't forgive your mother or your father. Maybe that person is gone. You can't talk to them anymore. 10 more years of animosity between you and another person. 10 more years of unsound health. What are you seeing? What are you thinking to yourself? What are you feeling? I just want you just to become very aware. What are the things that are coming to you? Would you like to end your life like that? And if I move you forward just to one minute before your last breath, forward in time, with this same kind of situation, and even perhaps worsen because you didn't make any changes, just before the end of your life, and you look back, what are you seeing? You didn't have the courage to come out of that unhealthy relationship, perhaps a karmic relationship. You knew that there's some karma that you needed to sort out and you didn't have the courage to. What did you miss out? Become aware of that. All the things that you missed out. Perhaps you had a purpose, and because you didn't have the courage to step up, to let go of what didn't serve you, you didn't get to fulfill your purpose. How do you feel? What are you thinking to yourself? All those people that you could forgive and you didn't forgive. How does that feel? Look around you. Really feel. Feel what you feel. And ask yourself, is this really the way that I want to finish my life? Is this really the way that I want to leave this planet? Were you meant to finish your life like this? Really? What if there is more for you? What if there is, really true purpose? What if there is really a true, wonderful love for you? Someone who really, really, really can uplift you, and you can uplift that person and live together, supporting your growth, supporting joy around you. What if there is really abundant prosperity for you? What if there is really health, sound health for you? Well, you don't have to end your life like this. You don't have to finish your life like this. There's always, always, always a chance for you choosing differently. So take a moment right now and then just make a decision. Do I continue living my life in the low road the same way that I knew, the same way that I've been doing things, the same way that I've not been forgiving, compassionate, loving, open, humble, courageous, to let go of all the things that don't serve me? And if your answer is yes, I want something different, I want to make a change, you can make a change right now, because there's always a moment of choice and you can always choose differently. So you can choose to leave this low road and I can bring you to the high road. Take a nice deep breath, choose differently, say, I want to go to the high road. And then you leave all of that behind, because none of that has happened. And you feel relieved. You feel relieved, don't you? Yeah, now I want you just to step. And I want you just to close your eyes and imagine that you're standing in front of a road, and this is the high road. It's a beautiful road. And it goes a little bit up the hill, because it takes a little bit of effort to go into, but it is so worth it. This is the road of freedom, the road of liberation. This is the road of love, the road of fulfillment, the road of purpose. This is the road that you know that you are taking action. You are making decisions that are powerful and intelligent. And these are decisions that move you forward in your life. This is the road that you have taken because you have decided to let go of everything that doesn't serve you, that you have decided to step up and to really allow yourself to have all those wonderful experiences that you know that are possible for you. That's right. That's right. Whether if it was, you having a wonderful relationship with your parents, a wonderful relationship with your children, with your spouse. Yes, allowing yourself perhaps to have that ideal relationship with someone that you can share your life with and fulfill a higher purpose together. Loving each other, creating something meaningful together. I want you just to visualize yourself being in that space where you said yes to life, you said yes to the wonderful changes, you said yes to all of those things. And I want you to move forward in this road one more year of all those wonderful things. One more year of fulfilling relationships. One more year of sound health. One more year of having a heart full of love and forgiveness for yourself and others. One more year of sharing your life with this amazing person right next to you, creating things together, uplifting each other, uplifting others. Moving forward on this road, what do you see? What do you feel? This is the high road. This is the high road of success. This is the high road of health, fulfillment, joy, so much joy. And I want you to keep on moving forward. And I want you to experience what you experience, feel what you feel. What are you thinking to yourself? What are you saying to yourself in this high road, this beautiful high road? And we move forward 5 years from now. 5 more years of sound health. 5 more years of you fulfilling your purpose. 5 more years of beautiful relationships. Yes, not just with your parents or your children or your spouse, your loved ones. 5 more years of sharing your life with that significant other, that person that truly can see you, can see the depth of your being. 5 more years of being in a meaningful relationship, loving, fulfilling relationship, knowing yourself, understanding yourself. What do you see? What do you hear? What are you saying to yourself? Isn't that wonderful? And you continue having this experience because you just simply choose to continue having this experience. And now we move forward 10 years from now. 10 years, 10 more years of sound health. 10 more years of feeling good, feeling fulfilled, feeling at peace, having wonderful relationships, sharing your life with someone who really, really sees you, someone who really appreciates you. Yes, someone that you can share your passion, your purpose. Isn't that wonderful? How do you feel? What does that make you think? And you keep on moving forward. I want you to see the people that you see around you. What kind of friends do you have in this high road? Yes, they're very different to the ones from the low road, right? Yes. And now move forward 10 years from now. And you have had 10 more years of sound health. 10 more years of fulfilling relationships. 10 more years of fulfilling your purpose. 10 more years of sharing your life with someone who really loves you and you love so much. 10 more years where you're practicing beautiful things together, growing together. What do you hear? What do you see? What are you feeling there? Nice, very nice. Now we move forward on this high road just 1 minute before you take your last breath and you're about to meet Creator. How do you feel? I want you to feel that wonderful feeling that you feel there in that space, knowing that you have done all that you could have done in this life, the best of your abilities. You have lived your life with an open heart, full of compassion, full of love and forgiveness. You have fulfilling relationships. Yes, you made a choice to live your life the best way that you could, contributing towards the betterment of your life and others. And this is how you live. This is the high road. Now in a moment, I'm going to just count 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to bring you back to the here and now. 3, 2, 1 to the beginning of the road, knowing that you can have this high road and you can always choose. You can always choose where to go. Isn't that wonderful? And here you are, take a nice deep breath and prepare yourself to emerge feeling refreshed, renewed, and alert. Feeling good, feeling wonderful. Open your eyes. And you feel good, don't you? Yes, that was a short trip to the high road, low road, high road. Now, Azeeza, I would love for you to share what was your experience when you did your low road, high road with me. What was What impacted you?
Actually, are you hearing me? I think
Yes. Oh, okay. You got to repeat that again, please.
You have to mute it.
All right. Okay.
Because there's some echo coming up.
All right. Okay.
Okay, you actually did like almost a session kind of a thing with everyone. That's so cool. So what I went through was quite phenomenal because I experienced the low road in a very different dimension where I couldn't even feel anything. It was all fully blackout. And there was only fear and a lot of fear. I think it's more of fear than anything else. So when I was on the high road, it just started with the smell and the colors and all of that. It was so vivid and clear. And I really loved it that, and when I see both right now, I could recognize what was going on for me in the low road was a lot about death instincts that were holding on for the past year. So it has actually been something that has been lingering in my past, and which, I do a lot of self-development works. You know that I've done so much of breath works. I do a lot of Ho'oponopono. I do EFT and a lot of personal work over the last decade. So what I experienced with your work, sister, was something deep as well. So to me, that is very powerful because it actually kind of supported me in overcoming the death instincts that was lingering around. So when you ask me about, and this is something that I would love to share a little bit, because these things about death instinct that you feel like nothing's gonna work out for whatever that you're doing and nobody's there to support you, and you're done. There's no way out. So the only way out is to. So this is something that I feel lingers around with many people. And how I kind of got into that, how I showed the way of my death instincts were a lot in terms of punishing myself unconsciously, getting into ailments like sickness. There was a period in 2000, just very recently. I know, even though it looked like, it didn't look like that from outside, but I know deep inside something was not very right. So there were a lot of self-sabotage, and quite recently I had a 1 year long condition with my lungs, so they actually found an abscess which was quite scary, and I actually had vomit, blood, kind of a thing going on. So there was a point in time I was like anemic, I was really losing weight, and I thought I was gonna die. It was like that time where, for a couple of months, I was totally flat and out, no energy. And I can't even eat because I will vomit out. So this is something very interesting. And this was the most recent. Before that, there were a couple of times where whenever I feel like I'm not able to do anything, there's no way I can get out of what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to achieve what I've set out to do in my mind, I go into these health issues, triggered health issues that kind of, you have an unhealthy health, and because of that, you have an unhealthy body. Because of that, you have relationship breakdown, you have financial. They all, it's a circle, it's a chain reaction. So I feel like many people are stuck in that momentum most of the time, unless and until they know how to make themselves come up, like pull themselves up. Like yesterday, I was on a conversation with John, our dearest John Stamlis, and he was telling me, Azeeza, I'm amazed at your persistence. That every time, he said this, and every time people go bush, and every time the light bush at you, you fall down, and then you come up, and then you fall down, and then you come up. So he could literally see, he's one of the dearest friend and brother of mine. So he's walked through this journey with me. So we need to support, and we need support as a human being to feel supported about the high road, because we don't know, many of us don't know how to take that turn. And it's a lot about trust, a lot about other things that we have discussed over the last program. So to me, the exercise was really, really powerful, because it got me like really grounded in my high road, which was full of color, full of vigor, full of positivity. I love the way it ended, my life story. I just love it, and it's already penned in my heart right now that it's done in all divine guidance and grace. So It's the strength that gives you from inside. And I also want to say that when it came to the process of you doing what you did, I was recognizing that it needed a lot of the mind as well to work with the heart. So you always talk about think and feel. So it's very, and it gave me a distinction actually, because we talk a lot about feeling. That's one part of the personal work, but the mind always plays the trick on us. So I would love you to share a little bit on that, because it's very powerful that we have to get our mind tuned in with our
heart.
Yes.
Thank you, Azeeza, for mentioning that. One of the reasons why a lot of people, you know, even though they may not know that they are on the low road, but somehow instinctively we know that something is off. And we know that actually we can get out of it. But sometimes, and this is what I used to be before I came into contact with the world of hypnosis and neuro-linguistic programming and reprogramming my mind, it was actually, you know, I knew that something was off, but I just didn't know how to get out of it. So my invitation for you is that in your community, I bet that there must be someone who knows how to do this kind of work. So please reach out, because you don't need to live the rest of your life going around in circles, wondering what's going on with you and wondering if that challenge that you're facing is ever going to stop. It can stop. You just have to to get out of that low road. And someone gotta guide you on that. And there's nothing wrong in asking for support, okay? Just be courageous, say, hey, I need some help. Please, somebody help me. And there will be someone there ready to help you. And you can also be in contact with me, and I will be more than happy to help you as well. So answering Azeeza's question, so when we are engaging the mind and the heart in this dance of transformation, it's very powerful, because, and this is also something that I learned from Calvin Banyan, a really magnificent instructor. So blessed to have learned from really wonderful people. So one thing that he said many times, he's a psychologist also by training, and also he's one of the best hypnosis instructors out there in the world. So what he did was created a new system that is a combination of best practices of psychology and best practices of hypnosis. He put it together. And one distinction that we get from him, and also we teach this to our students, to our clients, is that for a permanent change to happen in you, you need to have the two wheels of the bicycle, okay? Which is the cognitive change, which is about the mind, and you gotta have also the emotional, the feeling change. Because if you just have one, it's like having a bicycle just running on one wheel. You need the two wheels. You need the cognitive change and the emotional change. And you remember me saying this over and over, that transformation, and this is how I see it and how I have experienced it and how I witness it, is that transformation is the process of consistent change that leads you to transformation, okay? So you gotta have the shifting happening in your mind, your understanding, and your feeling. These two things at the same time. It creates an alignment that then when you are aligning that middle path, then you cannot walk away from it, because you start seeing truth there. It's no longer a story, it's no longer a feeling, it's not a theory, it's just something that you really feel really, really solid inside of you. Did that answer your question, Azeeza?
Absolutely. Yes, yes. I think that makes a lot of clarity, because it's many a time people just go with the mind, and then they just tune their mind, and then it works for them. And then after that, because they are not aligned with the heart, they still lose it. Yeah.
And there's one more thing that I want to share about this. Okay, so in the line of work that that I do with 5-path hypnotherapy and 7 paths of hypnosis, is that we use feelings, and actually we use the physical body as an instrument to guide us, to lead us to where that feeling is coming from. okay? Because we use feelings as bridges to the past, literally, to guide us and to find the root cause of where that feeling came from in the first place. And just to give you an idea, so if you had an experience earlier in your life that you don't even remember, okay, but it's in your subconscious mind, your conscious mind may not remember, but that memory is embedded in your physical body. So that's why we use the physical body as an instrument to let us know where we are at. So we use the feeling to guide us through all those passages in the mind, okay, to find the root cause of what caused that feeling. And usually it's a feeling that makes people feel bad. It's a feeling that people don't like. It's a feeling that you don't like, right? And that feeling is actually connected with a thought, and that thought is connected to a belief that starts in the subconscious mind. So unless you get to undo the belief, that thought will still be created because it's all linked. Okay? This is, if you want to know more about the world of hypnosis and how this thing works and how it can work for you, send me an email. I'll be more than happy to answer that. Okay? Good. Any other question, Azeeza, before we sign off?
I think this is a very important conversation, and I think from next week onwards, we'll continue a lot about career path, because when we talk about life and all of that, human, we have the business part of us, the professional part of us that always gets affected in this journey of our drama with whatever that we have in our feelings and our thoughts and what we are good at or what we feel we're not good at and all of that. And when we walk this journey, especially when it comes to finances and many other aspects of our life, I feel that it's so important for us to gain that clarity within us so that we can create a lot of positive impacts for ourselves and our family, and most importantly, our world, together as one. So I feel so glad that we are on this journey together, and definitely we want to thank you, dear friends, for watching in, for staying in tune with us. And we're going to have this conversation going on because we're going to touch more. I think from this program onwards, we'll be touching a lot on the business sense about, how can we improve the way we run our business, our life? Because if you notice, the session that we have been talking about is love, women in business, and other life matters. But we've been addressing a lot about other life matters more than business, because they are also intertwined. They're so interlinked and interconnected, and it can be quite crazy sometimes when we look at how come we're talking about something else when it's about business or money, because it's all interlinked. And one of the family constellation work that I used, that I experienced as well, we spoke about how our relationship with our father and our paternal side can affect the way we run our business and our life, and our maternal relationships, right? All the mother side relationships can affect the way we have relationship with others, be it family, be it husband and wife, and everything else. So it's so important to heal these relationships for ourselves before we can get really effective in our life. And life is a journey. It's not about right and wrong, and it's about how we beautifully can embed the two and really make it work for ourselves. Not to forget to love unconditionally, to really be compassionate to itself and others, to correct without invalidation of self and others. So it's going to be really, really fun and an amazing journey we have been going on this long. Sister, thank you so much for sharing this journey with us. It's been amazing with you as well.
Thank you so much. And remember, guys, that you always have a choice, and suffering is optional. If there is something that you don't like that is happening in your life right now, you can always make a choice to shift it, to make it better. You don't have to stay in that position. And you deserve to have a good life. You deserve to have good people with you. You deserve to have a loving person with you. Don't settle for less. If you are right now in a relationship that for whatever reason is a karmic relationship and you gotta sort out that karma with that person, do the work. Okay, take the steps, you know, and really free yourself, because once you are done with that part of your life, you can move forward and you can embrace something that is greater, something that is more uplifting for you. You deserve that. And talking about business, it is proven that a business will run like your life. If your life is not happy, is not healthy, your business will just reflect that. So that's why we have been talking about the inner world. We have been talking about fulfillment and all of this, because it relates directly to your business. So we look forward to having questions from you. And Azeeza, I love you very much, my sister, and big hug and big kiss to all of you guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time on chapter 12. Woohoo! Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Once again, lots of love, and from Singapore and New Zealand. See you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye.